Should I disclose my ADHD or autism in the workplace if I'm late diagnosed? I'm Brett, I'm an autistic boss with ADHD, and I talk about corporate work with having autism and ADHD. This is a question that I get a lot. This is a tough question because it really is going to come down to every individual's workplace situation and every individual's needs in terms of their autism and or ADHD. One thing you can do though, what I call test balloons, in terms of figuring out, is my boss, is my workplace, or my coworkers, is it a safe place for me to talk about my autism and ADHD. In this timeline, at this time of recording, a lot of people are nervous to be talking about their autism and ADHD, and I get that. If you need to, here's a couple of ways you can kind of discuss it in the workplace. You can kind of casually bring up ADHD or autism and get a general sense of, well, how does my boss react to the topic of ADHD, topic of autism? You could go through askjan.org, look at the list of reasonable accommodations listed on askjan.org, and you can just sort of mention those accommodations and see if a boss or a colleague or a coworker is okay with those types of accommodations. And if somebody's really kind of agreeable to sort of those basic accommodations, like, you know, having the availability to wear headphones in a workplace, or making sure that you have a quiet space, or having, you know, meetings followed up with in writing, or having them recorded so you can get a transcript or something. Things like this are really sort of gentle, normal, reasonable accommodations. And if people are okay with that, or different kinds of accommodations, then they might be okay with talking about autism or ADHD in the workplace. If you have an employee resource group, I would also lean into those. If you don't have one, you could try starting an employee resource group and connect with HR on that. But don't put yourself in jeopardy. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't put yourself at risk. If you don't feel safe to do so, then don't do it. But if you do need an accommodation, then you might consider whether or not you want to talk about it. In my instance, I did need an accommodation, and so I talked about it with my boss. But everybody's situation is going to be very different. Every workplace situation is going to be very different. I actually do talk about my autism and my ADHD with the team that reports into me, so that they know, and so that I can make it clear that I'm a safe person that you can talk to, and that if you do need accommodations, you can come to me and we can talk about those things. But also that my brain works differently. If you're curious about more of this, I cover all these topics and more over on my YouTube channel, at Audhd Boss on the YouTube channel. Check that out for more.